Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to today's webinar. I'm so excited that you can all join. And we will be giving you the replay also. So if you want to check back there, look for our email. So we all know energy prices are going up. It's not getting any better. I live in Connecticut, which has the second highest electric rates in the nation. And guess what? The gas company's not far behind. They just applied for a whopping 49% increase to account charges. I feel your pain. As most homeowners, me too, I feel powerless, like sitting ducks in the face of big utilities. What can we do about it? But guess what? Let's remind ourselves and let's learn today that we can, in fact, do a lot about it, and we should do a lot about it. So welcome to Hidden Savings, Hidden Dangers, a homeowner's guide to healthy energy efficiency. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 upgrades. All of them create greater energy efficiency in your homes, get your monthly costs down, and do that the healthy way. My name is Sabine Schoenberg. I'm a designer, builder, and real estate developer by trade. I also founded the streaming service SHD Living Network, where I share and want people to really be focused and aware of the often hidden consequences of choosing unhealthy materials in their home. These are products as well as building materials. Conversely, I want to point you all in the direction of buying healthy products and systems for your home to create healthy environments. Home improvement is such a beautiful thing. Improving your space, making it more functional for you and your family, what could be better? But done wrong, it also creates serious health effects. I'm quite passionate about this because in my own life, I know what it can do. When I was building, every single time the walls would be closing in, I would then start to run around with serious headaches, nausea, and over time, total loss of energy. It was hard to get out of bed in the morning. Way worse is this experience. My father, his second wife, 2 horses, and 3 dogs died within a month, all from various kinds of kidney tumors. I ask you, how do 2 humans and 5 animals die in 1 month? There's got to be an environmental connection. Something in the space that they shared caused this. So I invite you to let my experiences be your warning and also your call to do better. My goal is to make your home more energy efficient and do it the healthy way, _healthy. I also want to keep you from falling victim to the energy audit. The concept might sound good, concept of going in to see where your house is leaking energy, all well and done, good. However, it's usually done by either an insulation contractor or a consumer agency. Both lead basically to you having to purchase insulation products that just basically pile on more of what you already have. It's a bad idea. It's not only expensive, but it also closes your house up without rethinking the consequences of doing that. I call these unintended consequences of wrong energy efficiency measures. It's all part of a course that I built called an e-course, where we have strategies and products from simple DIY all the way up to energy independence. Improving your home with energy efficiency is a great thing, but do it so that your health does not suffer. Today is going to be a little taste of what we actually put together in this e-course, because there actually are many opportunities across a wide range of spectra. So stay tuned, please. If any of this makes any sense to you whatsoever, I would very much like you to stay to the end, where I also want to offer you a special bonus so that you will fully take advantage and not hesitate. Because most people hesitate, they put it off, and then suddenly it is too late. By that I mean there's some disease that creeps into their lives, which suddenly they're like, where's this coming from? Why do I suddenly have breathing issue? It's not really in my family. How about skin issues, neurological issues, all the way to cancer? These are all common when it comes to environmental toxins. When I built a smart, healthy greenhouse here in Connecticut, it was bought by somebody whose mother is a stage 4 cancer survivor. She decided for her to overcome that stage 4 cancer, she needed to remove all the toxins from her home life. So she took out furniture, mattresses, opened up walls to get rid of the off-gassing paints, changed out flooring, you name it. She really went wholesale on this whole approach. That's how valuable health is when you suddenly are faced with the fact of not having it. So I implore you to take advantage of it way earlier, like now. Of course, you're also benefiting from the cost savings that you will garner every single month, month after month, once you have put them in place. So without further ado, oh, before I do that, let me also say, if you would like to ask some questions, put them in the chat. I will take a couple of questions at the very end. So let's jump into the first tip. This is a DIY upgrade. It's a fun project to do on a weekend afternoon. Do it with your 5-year-old. It's that simple. Anybody who can operate a screwdriver can do this, and it will have a major impact in the way your house feels to you. Have you seen these little pads? I know that you're looking at a picture. You buy them on Amazon, they're pennies. Amazon calls them outlet insulation draft sealers, and that's really a good title for them because that's exactly what they do. In the old days, people insulated walls, but they never really thought much about really insulating tightly in back of outlet boxes, switch boxes. So basically you have a highway of air rushing into your house through these openings, of course. It's pretty unrealistic unless you want to open walls to take out the entire electric box. But what you can do is add on these outlet covers, these thin little foam covers, which are very nifty because they even have these punch out sections so that they fit very snugly. And of course, that's what you need and want. You simply put them over after you remove the cover from your outlet. You put these on, and there's even a screw in the middle, as you can see where the screw goes. You tighten it back up and done and done. It's that simple. It's a fun little project. We have other DIY project, do-it-yourself projects in this e-course that are similar, easy to do type of nature. The second tip today is a little more involved. It involves an area that is known as the rim joist area. It's probably the most overlooked weak spot in your entire outside shell of your house. This is, you can see the picture, the area above your foundation wall in between the joists. 8 to 12% of the energy loss occurs right there. Not even in your living space, right there in your basement. In the 70s, sometimes people put little sections of fiberglass there. Take it out because mice still go through fiberglass. Mice nest in fiberglass, and there's a lot of rodent droppings in that stuff. Also, contractors typically move it out of the way to see if there are pipes or wires and such running there, and then stuff it back in, which of course compaction never leads to good installation value. So for all of those reasons, make this your opportunity to take that stuff out and really give yourself a solid protection. The way to do that, it's actually a 2-for-1 benefit. The way to do that is with closed cell spray foam. There are different types of spray foams, and we talk at great length about that in the e-course, actually. This one is a closed cell spray foam because that's the foam that mice will not go through. When you ask yourself, why do I have so many mice in my basement? I certainly don't open the windows. I don't leave doors open. Where do they come from? Guess where? The rim joist area, just this area that we're talking about. If you close that up with closed cell, you also reduce your mouse population tremendously. A great little side effect. The way you do that, however, is not by going to the big box stores and buying cans of spray foam. The toxicity when you spray that stuff is immense. You cannot do that. You should go to an installation contractor who has the right equipment to spray it evenly, and also they have the right masking gear so that nobody gets hurt in the process. It's very important. There are many studies, however, that show, including EPA studies, Environmental Protection Agency studies, that point out time and again after testing that once spray foam is stable, inert, dried out, basically, there are no further off-gassings that occur. So that time period is usually 24 to 48 hours, depending on humidity levels. So figure on 48 just to be safe. Don't go in there, just vent out the space. And then after that, feel free to go back. 8 to 12%. That's a significant energy savings month after month. The average cost of energy in Connecticut is $750 a month per consumer. So take 10%. That's an easy $75 every month till forever, because spray foam doesn't really go bad, unlike fiberglass insulation. So number 3, which I'm very excited about, we talk a lot more in the e-course about these types of opportunities. It comes out of my real estate development background, where you always think, what's the cost against the potential value increase? Let me start out with a story, which is a real story. I hear a lot of these stories. This is a doctor who said to me, we have a vacation home in the family, and it was really sort of run down. So we decided the kids are older, grandkids are coming. Let's make it a fun spot for everybody to come together and gather. We hired an architect, we hired a builder, and both, of course, encouraged us to really make it super energy efficient. The builder said spray foam in the roof, some even in the wall. And she said, now that everything is done, there is this funny smell in the house. We have vented through the new windows, opened up the doors, the whole thing for days, and there's still the smell. She says, my husband can't smell it, but I can, and I'm really scared. And I said to her, I'm very sorry to hear that, because when the walls were open, you had an unbelievable opportunity to install a separate ventilation system that would have taken out all the stuff that's in there. Number 2 is she should have paid more attention to what kind of products were actually installed there, because she has polyurethane on the floor. She has probably glue in the cabinets that shouldn't be there. Right down the list, furniture off-gassing. The more you do spray foam, the more you insulate the building envelope of your house, the more all of that is cinched in. And of course, at some point, you're going to have an effect of that. So having an air system take this out is really the way to go. It's part of what must be installed with any kind of spray foam. And yes, 25 to 35% of your energy loss goes right through the roof. And you want to do spray foam for that reason. You just want to do it the healthy way, the right way. I'm all spray foam. I've used it myself, even in the greenhouse that I built, because it is inert. Once it is inert, it is no longer off-gassing. So I want to direct you to SHG Living and my show, which is Sabine's New House, where you can actually see the air system that I'm talking about. There's an interview with one of the company reps that talks about how the system works. And you really, once you see it, you see how simple it is and how much you really want to have it. When people would come into that house, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, they would come to me saying, why can I breathe in this house? Good question. because of that ventilation system. And of course, I wasn't installing toxic products to boot. Now, my suggestion to this doctor is you have to add an ERV, an energy recovery ventilation system. This is a system that connects to your existing ductwork and basically does the same thing. It exhausts air out of your house and brings fresh air across very substantial filters into your house. So it's scrubbing the new air and it's exhausting the old air. It is not as good as a standalone system because it only works when that particular zone in your house is turned on. So you have to talk to your HVAC contractor to really figure this out and make this whole thing work. But it is something that you should do. It's kind of your back-end insurance policy against a lot of different things that may be going on in your house. So do it for yourself. I mean, when you think about it, we go to health clubs, we eat healthy, and when nobody thinks about the air quality in their homes, and yet we spend so much time in our homes. Maybe it's time to do just that. Think about the air quality in your home and improve that as the number one takeaway. Even today, without even any further energy efficiency measures, maybe you want to just do that one thing and give yourself the gift of an ERV. So we have talked about 3 different approaches, 3 different tactics that you can do right now to gain more energy efficiency in your home, to cut your monthly expenses on utilities, and to upgrade them in the healthy way. When you think about all of this, this adds up to increased value in your home. Bottom line, value to yourself, value to you. And I want to really encourage you to think this through further. Take the e-course, sign up today, because there's so much more insight that you can gain that we can't possibly cover today in terms of making yourself more informed as you even speak to your own contractors. Typically, homeowners run and get a couple of estimates, and really at the end of the day, how do they make decisions? They make decisions by, yeah, he seemed like a nice guy, but not about informed decisions on what is actually occurring. Does this make sense or not? Put yourself in front of this curve. Be educated before you ever talk to anybody. In this e-course, you will see a series of segments, including some expert interviews. Don't rely on the internet with its AI version now and expect it to be good information. Listen to the people that think about this every day, that install systems like geothermal, like solar, even to get into the independent energy category, which we haven't even touched here today. Listen to them. How often have you been called by a solar salesman these days? Can you really rely on that information? Not really. So get it really from somebody who knows. Understand what tax advantages are there, what financing opportunities are. Get into the weeds with all of that. Be informed, and then go out to talk to people. You will have access to this whenever it fits into your schedule. You can listen to it, watch it 2, 3, 4 times. You have lifetime access to it. And in the next 48 hours, I'm offering you an additional $50 off so that you really have no reason not to do it. It's $149 for this course, which you will make up in the savings in absolutely no time. None whatsoever. So please sign up at the link, create.shdliving.com, register for the e-course, and really get proficient in it. It will have so many more benefits beyond just energy efficiency, but also on the healthy side of how you want to live. If you have a bigger project and would like to have somebody by your side and be a coach, if you will, to you, I do take on a few engagements here or there. It's a limited amount because I have so many hours in the day, as we all do. So I will take on a few more projects. If you want to get in touch with me, by all means, just put a note in the chat or reach out to SHD Living, and I will be sure to get back to you. Also, I would love to hear from you. How do these ideas sound to you? Did you get something out of this webinar? I'd love to hear your comments and your feedbacks. And last but not least, go to SHG Living Network and check out for yourself all the wonderful things in green, healthy, sustainable living that you find there, from things about your home, travel ideas, food ideas, you name it. It's a whole lifestyle of living a healthy, happy life, travel, and of course, homes. And check out Sabine's new house there and see all the magic that I created in this one house called the Greenwich House. With that, I'd like to open up to Q&A. The first question I see here is installing an ERV system really involved in terms of ripping walls apart, or can it be retrofitted? Well, an ERV system can be and should be retrofittable. It's very simple. It just plugs into your existing ductwork of your existing air conditioning or heating system. And it's actually not that expensive either. The units depend on the size of your home, and an HVAC contractor should size it properly for you, but they start at around $1,000. And then beyond that, you have the installation costs, and that of course depends on the configuration of your home. But really, when you think about that, it is not a lot to give yourself an insurance basically for really good air quality and health in your home. So it is definitely something I advise to do immediately. Second question, what are some of the toxins that you would find in my home? Well, a lot of toxins. Many of them are basically VOCs. Let's start right there. For years, we did not pay attention and we would smell the paint for days and days and days, for example. That's a good example of toxins that are off-gassing into your air. Microparticles. This is, even when the smell goes away, there are still microparticles that are coming into your air constantly, polluting your air. This stuff is what you want to filter out, basically. Take it out of your house. There are studies that show, for example, even when we sleep, we emit CO2. When CO2 is taken out of your bedroom, you will sleep way better. There are many studies that show that lead to extra productivity, for example. I could go on. There are many neurotoxins that come from your hardwood floors. Imagine if your pets or your young kids are playing on the floor and suddenly find themselves licking the polyurethane. Well, that's a neurotoxin. So there's another example. There are many of these types of examples that we should be so aware of, because all of that, none of that, I should say, is good for your health. EPA, by the way, says that the indoor air quality is 2 to 5 times more polluted than exterior air. That's the Environmental Protection Agency's talking. Just think about that. Another question, you mentioned expanding volume with spray foam installation. Is this something that is really easy to do? Well, it is and it isn't. I am not a fan of those little bottles you can buy at the big box stores. One, they don't really work. They don't spray really well. But two, most people use them without proper breathing protection. And that's a really, really bad idea. So having foam that expands evenly and then sticks to all materials, like professionally installed spray foam, which will stick to wood, to concrete, to metal, to plastic in your wires, all of that, to have that done. If you do it, you may as well do it and get the effect. If you mess around with a little corner here and a little cavity opening there, whatever, this patchwork doesn't work. You have to be really holistic about it and get the whole area covered. That's the important part. So I think with that, we will wrap it up for today. I look forward to seeing your comments in the chat, and hopefully you will get in touch I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Goodbye for now.